How's it going, boys and girls? Today, we need to start talking about history. You might have been waiting for it, you might care less, but what you got to know is that in quarter four, what we'll be doing, excuse me, is covering history. We've got to sprint through, as you can see here, only about 7 chapters by before the end of the year, and still fit in a unit after that. The good news is, this is my first rodeo, and I know how we can do it quickly. One thing we got to start talking about is this thing called grow. Okay? You know, what some of you are doing currently as eighth graders. The boys are finally catching up. Girls, you're a little bit ahead of the boys. Well, now it's the boys' time to grow up. But in this case, grow is different. So when we talk about grow, we're talking about a series of questions, as you can see here, that really get after some of the things that we can't take time to teach very quickly. So you got to get used to this baby right here, U.S. History Atlas. You're going to be using this thing daily from here until the end of the quarter. Basically, we're going to cover about 2 questions per day starting tomorrow, and it's a way to kind of supplement some of the things that we talk about, increase your map reading skills, increase overall literacy in social studies. So you'll be getting a sheet that looks like this, okay? And be doing about 2 a day. We'll end up grading it usually on Fridays. We might grade it every other week. We might grade it every week. But just be aware of that going forward. Now we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk about the colonies, the 13 colonies. Yes, you learned about these last year, but my guess is you don't remember a whole lot about them. So, you're going to find in your desk, big red here, American Republic. You might remember this from last year in 7th grade. Good news is, you got some familiarity with it. Bad news is, we got the whole second half of the book to cover. So, with that said, you are going to grab a sheet that looks like this, only it's purple. Okay? I'm going to introduce this to you. You're going to get after it and get it done. So when I come back on Tuesday, you are ready to go, and we can kind of decipher this and move right into the history piece of it. Any case, 13 colonies were broken up into 3, that's right, 3 different regions. We've got the New England colonies, the Middle colonies, and the Southern colonies. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that we're talking about like Massachusetts here, we're talking about New York here, and we're talking about Georgia here. But there's many other colonies that were there. Each one had economic differences. Knowing this is extremely vital to understanding the differences between the North and the South in the Civil War and where our country would go economically in certain regions versus others. Okay? Down here at the bottom, we also have to understand that there were certain things that drove the colonists bonkers and caused them to revolt against England, thus creating the United States and the wonderful country we have with the Constitution and our 27 amendments. So, your task, number 1, you're going to go through the 13 colonies by region. You're going to find out the colonies region, which colonies were in there, and the economic difference, what was grown, what was made or manufactured. And to do that, you got to go to Schoology. You're going to go into the quarter 4 folder. Yes, I know we're not in quarter 4, but you're going to go to the quarter 4 folder, and you're going to go into this Review American Revolution. Okay? I'm just going to do this once. You want to find the New England colonies. We're going to open that up. It's a really great resource here, and scroll down a little bit, you get a nice picture of the New England colonies. Heck, it even tells you which ones were in there, right? They are all, Mr. Resch can't find them. I knew they were, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4. There they are. You'd write those in. You got to scroll down a little bit farther where it says economic activity and trade, and you actually got to read that section to figure out what economic areas or strengths that region had, and you're going to fill it in right there. Okay? When you're done with that, do not hesitate. Go right into Big Red, this baby. Go to page 132 and review some of those acts, aka laws, that the British put in place that drove the colonists crazy and to the brink of revolution and eventually to fight for their own freedom as a country. Make sure you cover the Sugar Act, give me a short description and a date it was enforced, all the way down to the Intolerable Acts. The Intolerable Acts one, that one's going to be a little bit tough, but I think you can do it. All right, this is where I am out. Good luck. I'm expecting you to get the top portion done with the online resources. Once again, you go to quarter 4, Review American Revolution, and as you go back in the link, you can get the other 2 regions there. Okay? When you're done with that, immediately jump into the You Read section, 132 to 139. Skim using your page numbers right here and find the short description of the act and the date it was enforced. If you're up for a quick challenge, try to decipher this 3-word phrase down at the bottom, which is the main cause of the American Revolution and something you should remember. All right? As soon as you're done with this, you'll know exactly what to do. The teacher or substitute will inform you. Good luck. You got this.